your distributor for electrical and datacom needs.
Billikens win! Billikens win!
Now, from the Stifel Financial Sports Studio, Tom Ackerman.
Somebody's keys are over here. These yours, Drew? Okay. I just want to be sure. I don't want anyone walking away with your ride, dude. Welcome to the show, Sports on a Sunday morning on KMOX. Scott Jagow, I'm Tom Ackerman. Scott Jagow is wearing his Bills cap today. He's hoping the Bills can get things going. They had a flop in week 1 against the New York Jets, and they won week 2. You know, these Sundays, I don't have an NFL team. Since the Rams left, I said, that's it. I'm done. Not done with the league, because I like watching the league. I watch the teams. I like talking about them. I have 2 fantasy teams going. I appreciate the ability of the players. But, man, do I enjoy Sundays without having to worry about an NFL team being bad. And the Chiefs take on the Bears today. And if you're a Bears fan, I just don't understand how the Bears can't be good. They are the team in Chicago. How does this happen to them year after year after year? Or the aforementioned New York Jets. I have friends who are diehard Jets fans. I mean, they had everything ripped away from them. That's football. I mean, Aaron Rodgers gets hurt 4 plays into the season. That's football. It happens. But, man, to be able to have to carry that every Sunday and dread how your team's going to blow it this time around, I'm enjoying my Sundays. I'm going to do the show. I'm going to go have a little brunch or lunch or whatever around noon and take in some football, maybe have a cocktail or 2, watch for a couple quarters and be like, all right, what do we do now? Should we take the dogs for a walk? Should we go to the park? Do we hang out, maybe fish a little bit, come back, catch some of the Sunday night game, maybe a little bit of the afternoon games? You know what I'm saying, Drew? You know what I'm saying? You're a Giants fan.
Yep, it's hard.
I know.
Right now.
I hear you. Your team was pretty good last week, but you played the lowly Arizona Cardinals and had to come back and beat them. We'll see. I mean, I have a and you just got thumped by the 49ers. Actually, I shouldn't let that pass. But that's what I'm talking about. It's just, I feel good. Now, with all that said, last night I was in the Dome, and I covered the NFL for a long time. From 1997, my first year here at KMOX when I was 22 years old, a bad Rams team. And the following year, Dick Vermeil's second year, a bad Rams team. It was like a laughing stock. I mean, with Tony Banks at quarterback and the problems that they had, and they couldn't get it right. And then the magical 99 year of storming the NFL and winning the Super Bowl and being back there last night stirred up some memories for me, always seems to. The Dome is not a great building. I mean, they need to clean the place up. It looked like they, took the cover off the furniture in a house that hadn't been lived in a while. I know they tried to make this special, and it was actually the Mizzou fans made it great. I mean, it was a great atmosphere. Mm-hmm. It was loud and fun and college football and a great performance by especially the 3 St. Louisans. But all that said, even though the Dome is not a great building and all that, I just started to get some feelings again about what it was like, especially the good years, but even some of the bad years, just to be able to go downtown and see an NFL team play and then go home. And that was always nice to have. And the one thing I thought about looking around that building, there is no reference to the Super Bowl champions. The Rams took all that stuff with them, I guess. But it is a great memory to have. It's still great to be able to go downtown in a 66,000 seat stadium and watch football. And I enjoyed every second of last night. I know that some people had trouble in the food lines. I was a fan last night. I took my daughter. I did not go to the press box. I did not eat for free. Okay. I bought beer just like you did. I bought a hot dog for my daughter. We had a great time. And I thought it was great to have college football back in the city. I enjoyed seeing Mizzou fans out and about tailgating. I went on Memphis radio last week and tried to push Memphis fans to get there. And I don't know what kind of effect I had, but I was pleasantly surprised to see some Memphis fans milling about, and they were pretty loud in the seats when their team did some good things. They got a nice team. They do have a good team. But Mizzou, having them back here in the city was great, especially with the St. Louis contingent. And I would note that there were a lot of high school players in the seats, a lot. Middle school, we ran into our school's middle school football team It was great to see them. Ladue, middle school. I really think that Mizzou and St. Louis need to stay very close. They need to be attached at the hip if this Mizzou football program is going to succeed. And I think that Illinois probably could use that help too, although Illinois does have the benefit of Chicago and some other recruiting areas. But this is a huge area for Missouri. Kansas City's a great football town, and I know that some great recruits come out of that area, but you get KU and K-State and Nebraska and others over there trying to raid you. Here in St. Louis, you've got a great talent pool to choose from, and it's important for Mizzou to box out some of these programs. Sometimes the Alabamas and Ohio States are just going to get you. They're just too big, too strong, too powerful national powers to pass up if you're a five-star recruit out of St. Louis. But Mizzou should be in the conversation for everybody, or at least push themselves in the conversation. And example 1A is Luther Burden. Luther Burden is a phenomenal talent. I thought he was great last year. I didn't think they gave him the ball enough, and maybe that was by design because they didn't want to expose him or whatever the case may be. I don't know. But this guy is a tremendous talent. He is an NFL wide receiver. He will be playing on Sundays. He makes people miss. He sees a different game than everybody else. He was the best player on the field walking into the stadium last night, and he was the best player on the field after the game last night and throughout. And Missouri dodged a major bullet last night when Burden came back on the field after going into the locker room injured. I don't know the extent of that injury. It doesn't sound like it was all that serious because he ran back out, but it was a scare when he was hobbling in. Now, he had, of course, there were a lot of people cramping up and things like that do happen, but it was scary nonetheless. Whatever ails a player and you see him hobbling off, number 3 is leaving not under his own power. That's a real problem. But they were able to get it ironed out. He ran back out onto the field. Everything was good. And Luther Burden, 10 catches for 177 is an incredible day. That's Isaac Bruce, Torrey Holt type stuff there. And that is a very nice day for him. He is spectacular. Now, Brady Cook's very good. Cook has a nice arm, I think makes good decisions, and I think is an excellent compliment to Luther Burden. I love this combination. I think he has other weapons to throw to too, and that helps Burden. Weiss, Miller, Cooper. He's got the darn good running back in Schrader. Actually, a lot of the running backs are good, but Schrader out of Lutheran South, very nice talent. I mean, he explodes once he gets that ball, really has some good speed and power to him. So, if the offensive line can block and this team can make good decisions offensively, I think the defense will round into form. I didn't love the defense last night. I think it's good. But the offense is legitimately talented with explosion. I just worry sometimes about the blocking, about some of the play calling too. And quite honestly, Mizzou could have salted the game away earlier, and they had a chance to blow the doors off, and they're up 24-10. It's a 4th and 1. And I said it out loud when they go 4th and 1 in a shotgun. I said, I hate this. I hate when teams do this. And everybody does it now. 4th and 1, line up and get the yard. You're an SEC team. Line up and get the yard. They go 4th and 1. And what happens? It breaks down and we're going to get cute and throw a swing pass and it's batted down or whatever. And it's Memphis ball. And what did Memphis do? They do what good teams do. They capitalized. They came down and scored. Now it's a 1-possession game where it could have been 21 points. It's now 7. If Missouri does that against LSU, good night. I don't care how loud Faurot Field is. Brian Kelly's going to look at Memphis and see what they did offensively and take note. Missouri goes to Vanderbilt on September 30th, and it should be a win. Should be. But Vanderbilt's won a couple of games this year. They're an SEC team with some pride. LSU at home, at Kentucky, South Carolina at home. And South Carolina is 1-2, but let's keep in mind that they gave Georgia quite a game down in Athens. Then a bye week. I don't care how many bye weeks you get. At Georgia is going to be a daunting task following that. Tennessee at home. Tennessee may have something to prove at that point. Florida could be winnable, but Florida's pretty good. And then at Arkansas, which throw the records out. My point is, I know Missouri's 4-0, and I'm excited too. But there's work to be done. They're not the 8-5, 9-3 team, 8-4, 9-3 team. Not yet. I mean, if they want to be better than 6-6 bowl eligible, 7-5 bowl eligible, they got some work to do. These are tough teams coming up. Not Vanderbilt as much, but LSU, Kentucky, South Carolina, Georgia, Tennessee, Florida, Arkansas. Get ready. This is big boy football coming. K-State's good. And that's a nice win, but K-State would also probably tell you, respectfully, they lost that game also, as much as Missouri won it. So it's interesting. I think it's very encouraging, and I love this this idea of coming to St. Louis and playing. Improve the dome, continue to put money into it, continue to put marketing behind this effort to have college football in St. Louis, and I think you got a good thing going here. I was very happy last night as a fan of St. Louis and of college football. 45,000 fans in there. Place was loud. It was good. Not full. Doesn't matter. Loud, good atmosphere, fun. People seem to enjoy themselves. And we'll talk more about it here coming up. But next, we're talking to Ollie Marmol, Cardinals manager. He is hanging on and waiting for our call from San Diego, and we'll do it next.
Hi, I'm PJ Vogt, here to tell you about my new podcast, Search Engine. On Search Engine, we tackle the kinds of questions that keep you up at night. Like, why are drug dealers putting fentanyl in everything? Should we be worried that Elon Musk believes that we're living in a simulation? And for the love of God, is it actually unsafe to drink the coffee on airplanes? On Search Engine, no question is too big and no question is too small. Listen and follow Search Engine with PJ Vogt and Odyssey Podcast. Available now on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Luke Combs here, and I have an exclusive opportunity for you to win $500,000 with the Living Lucky with Luke Combs lottery experience. Join me in Nashville for a private concert at the iconic Ryman Auditorium. One lucky winner will win $500,000 at the end of the show. Y'all feeling lucky? Enter today.
Enter your Living Lucky with Luke Combs Scratchers tickets at MoLottery.com for a chance to win a private concert experience and a chance at $500,000. Play it forward with the Missouri Lottery and play responsibly.
What would you give for a child you loved? To make their wish come true? To help them fight a critical illness? Just imagine what you'd do. You see, wishes are so powerful, and you can make them real. They can give a child back their childhood, even change the way they feel. Every single one of us can make the stars align, because when we come together, hope and joy will shine. Wishes need stars like you. Visit Make-A-Wish at wish.org.
Hi, it's Scott and Andrea at Best Buy Flooring.
Andrea, what song is that?
Scott, I'm getting ready for the holidays singing my favorite jingles.
Why don't you sing about our deals at Best Buy Flooring?
Great idea. We are fully stocked with carpet, luxury vinyl plank, luxury vinyl tile, carpet tile, ceramic tile, sheet vinyl, and area rugs.
Free financing, too. Visit us at 2 locations, 7301 North Lindbergh Boulevard in Hazelwood, Missouri, and 1851 West U.S. Highway 50 in O'Fallon, Illinois.
Open 7 days a week.
Best flooring, best selection, Best Buy Flooring. Happy holidays.
Welcome back to the Gray Bar Sports on a Sunday morning.
Goldschmidt swings and he hits a drive. He hits a slammer.
Gray Bar, your distributor for electrical and datacom needs.
Billikens win. Billikens win.
Once again, from the Stifel Financial Sports Studio, Tom Ackerman.
10:19, we are joined by Cardinals manager Oliver Marmol. He is with us from San Diego, where my sister lives and where my mom and stepdad now live. That's a part of my family out there, and Ollie Marmol's part of our Cardinals family. How are you, Ollie?
Doing well. How are we doing?
Doing great. Great win last night. You know, I was just talking previous segment about my adventures downtown last night. I was at the Mizzou-Memphis game at the Dome. It was a lot of fun. The great thing about these late night games is on my way home with my daughter, got to listen to the Cardinals, and then I got to catch the back end of that game, which was fun. I mean, that was really – your young players are – all your players really are given what they've got, but those young players are showing you something here. This was a really nice win, I thought, for you.
It was a really good one, and there is a lot to be excited about when it comes to our young guys. When we look forward to the next several years of Cardinal baseball, and you think of the impact that a Mason Wynn is going to have, the impact that a Jordan Walker is going to have. I mean, this is going to be a lot of fun to watch. Those are electric players with an unbelievable skill set, and yesterday was a great display of it.
Set the scene for us, Ollie, in terms of atmosphere in San Diego too, because my understanding was they were pretty much full at the ballpark. Fans are still into it. That team is out of contention, but the Padres fans like their team, and they're trying to push them for next year as well.
No doubt. I mean, it felt like it was sold out. The place was completely packed. They were loud from the first inning on. And that's so awesome for our young guys, for Walker and Wynn and some of the other guys to experience that, this environment, and how to stay calm and play under control. And when you watch both of those guys play and some of the things they did yesterday, man, it was exciting.
Yeah, let's hear some of that. So here is the sixth inning. The Cardinals are down 1-0. The call.
Here's a swing and a deep fly ball to right field. Walker moving back. He's at the wall. He jumps, and the ball is off the top of the wall. Digging for second. The throw and the tag. Campusano is out. But was that a home run? The umpires are going to talk about it. I think that hit over the wall and came back.
It was not, however, as Jordan Walker gets up there, Ollie. Man, he is starting to become quite an outfielder for you.
Yeah, and he's just, I mean, there's so much work that he's doing right now, and all of it to his credit. But the more work he's been doing, the more comfortable he's been. And you're starting to see that skill set show, not only on defense, but offensively and on the bases. I mean, you think of him setting that pitcher up yesterday, and then first pitch being able to take him, stealing third, putting himself in position for that sac fly, then the slide into home. I mean, there's so much that went on yesterday. It was a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah, no doubt. We're going to play some of those too. This is Mason Wynn. Here we are in the seventh inning. The Cardinals are down 1-0, as I mentioned. And here's how it went down. With one out, Luken Baker draws a walk. Then Andrew Kisner doubles. The Padres challenged the call on the field, but it was upheld. Kisner doubles, and Luken Baker is in at third. It's second and third with one out. Irving Lopez strikes out swinging. 2 away. Mason Wynn in a big moment.
Wynn deep in the box. The 1-1 pitch to him is grounded to the right side. That's a base hit. 1 run scores. Here comes Andrew Kisner. The play at the plate, and he is safe at the plate. He dropped the ball. He dropped the ball. Big-time throw from Tatis in right, but Campusano couldn't hang on, and Kisner, who was barely safe at second, slides in safely at home, and the Cardinals take the lead 2-1.
What a moment there. Mason Wynn, bat on ball, and gets the job done. Ollie Marmol.
And not trying to do too much, and we're seeing more and more of that, where he's not taking big swings. He's letting the ball get deep. He's taking whatever the game's giving him. And we're seeing a lot more base hits through the right side, line drive to right field. And I am not worried. I mean, when I say not worried, I mean not worried at all when it comes to this guy's offense. He's going to be just fine. And what he's doing defensively is special. The things that he's doing on the other side of the baseball, there's not many shortstops in the game that can do what he's doing right now. It's pretty impressive.
Ball deep short. Backhanded by Wynn. Long, strong throw. Got him. Got him at first base.
This is insane what he did right there. Just crazy on Xander Bogaerts. He goes out and gets this ball and makes a spectacular play and shows off his arm, Ollie.
No doubt. And all you can do is smile when you watch plays like that. And then the ground ball back to the pitcher, back to King for that double play. I mean, the arm strength to complete that double play. There's not many guys that can do that. So he continues to impact the game defensively every single night.
Here it is.
Bottom of the fifth inning in San Diego. The pitch, a swing and a ground ball up the middle. Wynn has it, flips to second out, on to first, double play.
I mean, one after the other, but that's another one there for Mason Wynn. Yeah, he has some great talent, and we can speak with confidence before he even makes his major league debut about that. What we saw in spring training, I know you've been watching it even before that. Just take me back to his development also. It didn't just come to him. It doesn't just come to anybody. Like Nolan Arenado wasn't just born a great fielder. He's worked at it too to get to where he is. But what has Mason Wynn done to get to this point?
There's a lot of maturing that has took place when you think of Mason, and when I think of one of the first times seeing him play, it was a lot of kind of a showcase type of player where every single play he wanted to show it off. He wanted to show you how hard he can throw across the diamond, regardless if it was a routine play or not, or if he needed to or not. And now what we're seeing is him being a player that's under control, who whenever he needs to reach back and get after it, and he'll show it. But he's under control and just playing the game at a really, really good speed. I mean, to be that young at this level in that environment last night and to be able to slow the game down the way he's slowing it down it's extremely impressive. It really is.
Here's another one.
There's a ground ball back to King. He's got it to second base for one. On to first. Double play. Double play. Well done.
Yes, indeed. That's the one you were just talking about.
No doubt.
Yep, past the pitcher. What a play there. Mason Wynn to Goldschmidt, off John King to Mason Wynn to Goldschmidt. And the Cardinals have a 2-1 lead, but the Padres tie this game in the ninth. Bogart's able to get back at you. He drives one in on a fielder's choice, and it's a 2-2 ball game. Ryan Helsley keeps it 2-2. And then Casey Lawrence comes into this game. Now, what a story this is. Casey Lawrence, you don't have that much in terms of pitching here in depth. You've been dealing with a lot. You've been bringing people up. Casey Lawrence is 35 years old. He hadn't won a game since 2018. Ollie, what have you seen in him?
He's just steady. He knows what he's got. He knows how he needs to attack you. It's not going to be overpowering, but he knows what he needs to do in order to have success. And he's stubborn about where he locates in the zone. And to your point yesterday, we've gone through all our pitchers. The last guy standing was Suarez at the pen. Helsley didn't have his best day, and the guys picked him up. That's going to happen. But Lawrence did a really nice job of getting his ground ball double play and attacking the guys that he needed to, navigating the intentional walk to Machado, but he got the job done, I'll tell you that.
Yes, he did. Soto started the inning at second base. That's trouble enough. But then the intentional walk to Machado, as he mentioned, getting the double play. There's two gone, and Soto's at third. The intentional walk to Kim, and the batter is Rosario.
Who will make a play for Casey Lawrence here? The 3-2 pitch is swung on and missed. He struck him out. Great work for Casey Lawrence.
He makes the play himself. What a job in the 10th inning as the Cardinals go into the 11th inning with Tommy Edman at second base, and then Goldie is intentionally walked to get to Jordan Walker.
Edman is the go-ahead run at second, Goldschmidt at first. There's a swing and a fly ball, short right center. That ball's going to drop. The bases are loaded with nobody out. And it's a 9-game hitting streak for Jordan Walker.
Walker with the hit. It's a 2-2 game. Richie Palacios.
Pitched by Barlow. A swing and a high fly ball to right field. Profar moves over near the line, makes the catch. Tommy Edman tags. He comes in to score. The throw goes for third, and in safely Paul Goldschmidt. First and third, one out, and the Cardinals lead 3-2.
Here's Luken Baker.
The pitch to Luken Baker. A swing and a hit to center field. Goldschmidt scores. The Cardinals lead 4-2 with Walker stopping at second. That was a rocket right back through the middle, and the Cardinals have a little padding there.
Yes, they do, and they want more. Now set this up for us, Ollie, before Kiz. Jordan Walker stealing third and Michael Ciani stealing second.
Yeah, this is one of the more impressive things that Walker's doing is he's continuing to work on not only his defense, but his base running and certain tells that we have on guys and his ability to kind of expose the opposition whenever it comes up in a game. But there's one thing to practice it, and it's another thing to execute it in high-stake environments and to trust it. And this is perfect. He knew exactly what he needed to do, and we wanted him to do it early. And he picked a pitch, and I mean, he stole that bag perfectly.
And he has position to score, and the batter is Kisner. Take a listen to this.
Second and third, infield in tight. The pitch to Kisner. A swing, and there's a high fly ball to left field. Soto in medium left makes the catch, tagging. Walker's coming down the line. The throw, the slide, save at the plate. Sacrifice fly for Kisner. 5-2 Cardinals in the 11th.
Wow, what a slide, what a score, what a win, 5-2. Lawrence finishes out the 11th. Look, Soto is one of the best players in the world. I think we're all in agreement of that. And it was a great throw, wasn't it, Ollie? I mean, he put one right on the money.
Gosh. Yeah, it was a great throw. It was a shallow fly ball. We already had the lead. We were going to take our chance, and a really good slide by Walker. Kisner had a really good slide going into second base where he kind of switched hands and he was able to avoid the tag there. And Walker did the same thing, but just a really good game last night. And guys play hard. They continue to give it everything they've got, regardless of where we're at in the standings and just finishing the year. They want to finish well, and this will lead into next year. And these young guys are going to experience playing against teams that are really trying to do something right now, and they'll have that in the memory bank for next year.
Yeah, absolutely. They'll remember that one for sure. Last night, Cardinals win at 5-2 in 11 innings. Hey, another one today, 3:10 at the Padres before you get on a plane and go to Milwaukee, and you'll have Drew Rom going up against our old friend Michael Wacha. What have you seen from Drew Rom thus far, Ollie?
Yeah, he's had some games where he flashes some really good stuff, and the key to him is being able to land that off speed. If not, it's tough to navigate a lineup with just a fastball. From different angles, you'll see the four seam at the top and the sinker that he drops down on, but landing that slider is going to be important. And there's been games where he's been able to do that, and he gets a little bit more swing and miss at the top and some more uncomfortable swings. But when he's not, then it's a tough day for him. So he's continuing to work on some things. So we're looking forward to seeing it today.
And then finally, unfortunately, injuries have caught up with some players. You have Wilson Contreras, who really both of them did really gutted out the opportunity to get in there and play, but he's sidelined on the IL. He's finished for the year, as is Nolan Arenado, who I feel like has been quietly fighting through some stuff for a while, but he in the end the back got him, didn't it?
No doubt. And two, I mean, when you talk about competitors, both those guys are unbelievable competitors, and they wanted to finish the season well. Unfortunately, they're not able to. The swing that Wilson took the other day really got him, and it ended his season. And to your point, we've seen Nolan kind of in and out of feeling good with his back, and that ends his season as well. But those are two guys that, I mean, posted every day, never won out of the lineup, regardless of what was going on, and you gotta respect that.
It's a big week coming up for the Cardinals as they go to Milwaukee and then come home to honor Adam Wainwright in the final weekend of the year. We'll save that discussion for our next show together, Ollie, as I know we're going to be able to talk a couple of times before that final game. Really looking forward to paying tribute to one of the great Cardinals of all time, and always appreciate the visit with you. Thank you for doing this morning.
Absolutely. Have a good day.
There he is. You too. Ollie Marmol, Cardinals manager on KMOX live from San Diego. I'm glad we got to do that. We haven't gone through highlights with Ollie like that in a while, but that game was fun. It's a late one, so I'm not sure how many people stayed up for it, but it was really good. That for those young guys to experience an atmosphere like that against top tier talent that the Padres do have. I know they're not in the playoffs, but they are a legitimate team. And the Cardinals stars, young stars, I should say, rising stars, do a really nice job last night. We'll take a break. We'll come back, get in a little more college football, rundown top 25. Yesterday was an awesome day for college football. Just awesome. Then at 10:45 or so, we will look at NFL Week 3. I'll give you some of my picks for the upcoming week. 11:15, Lutz Pfannenstiel is going to join us live to talk about City. They won last night over Minnesota 2-1. Also, college soccer yesterday, a 2-1 win for SLU. They beat Fordham, and they played in front of a big crowd themselves. There were 6,500 people at the SLU game last night against Fordham. 6,457 was the announced attendance, the second largest attendance in Hermann Stadium history. It was the largest. This is awesome. It was the largest on-campus crowd of the season in the NCAA this year, and the second highest attended game overall. You know which was the most attended college game of the year in college soccer? SLU, SIUE at City Park. Come on. Sloop Soccer has the top 2 attendance in the country. It's pretty good. The women play today at 1 o'clock against Dayton. Big game for them. 1 o'clock at Herman Stadium. We'll take a break, come back with more football right after this. Sports on a Sunday morning on KMOX, presented by Gray Bar.
You know the Midwest Money slogan, isn't cash in the bank better than scrap in the drawer? This is Johnny Rabbit. Midwest Money, the oldest coin shop in St. Louis. Buying, selling, and trading since 1971. Silver and gold, coins, sterling silver, flags, medals, daggers, and more. Not sure what you have? Bring your collectibles to someone you can trust. Midwest Money at the corner of Hampton and Holly Hills. You'll be happy you did.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertisements.
The verdict is in. STL Today is named under law 2023's best St. Louis law firm. Thank you, St. Louis, and we vow to continue our mission to not only deliver exceptional results, but to change the way companies do business and make St. Louis a safer place, one case at a time.
When you're injured, you need the best. Call Onder Law at 314 or 618-9000000.
Hey, Cardinal Cowboy here. According to Remodeling Magazine's latest cost versus value report, a new garage door has 100% return on investment upon resale. If you're shopping for a new garage door, talk to my friends over at Renner, formerly St. Louis Door Company. Family owned and top rated garage door repair and replacements in St. Louis for over 50 years. RENNER, forward and back. For information and specials, go to RennerDoorSTL.com. Renner, the garage door company that does.
KMOX Weekend at your service, sponsored by Air Comfort Service Heating, Cooling, and Installation.
We all know how important nutrition is to our health, so why don't we do something about it? With Neovitin Men's 50 Plus, you can give your body sensible doses of vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants to support your daily health. Formulated for men over 50, Neovitin Men's 50 Plus gives you B vitamins to support energy and our proprietary physician-formulated blend for daily support you won't find anywhere else. Do something about your health today with Neovitin Men's 50 Plus. Available at your local Schnucks and Deerbergs.
How many of you think taxes will go up in the future? And if they do, who will get hit the hardest? Most people say millionaires. But what about you, headed for retirement? You've been saving in that 401k or IRA, and that money has never been taxed. And Uncle Sam is looking at that account like it's a big, juicy steak. What can you do about it? You can call the All Financial Group and attend their upcoming Taxes in Retirement event on September 26th or the 28th. They believe a financial plan is not a retirement plan without tax-efficient strategies. And if you don't check off this important box, you could see your Social Security check go down and your Medicare premiums go up. Fund your retirement, not Uncle Sam's. September the 26th or 28th, call 636-230-8824. That's 636-230-8824. Or go online to yourmoneymattersstl.com. Investment advisory products and services made available through Impact Partnership Wealth, LLC, IPW, a registered investment advisor. Neither the firm nor its agents or representatives may give tax or legal advice.
This is Megan Lynch. I've worn glasses since I was in preschool and contacts since I was a teen. But in all these years, I had not been tested for dry eye until I visited Ophthalmology Associates. Dry eye can cause stinging or burning, a sandy or gritty feeling, even blurred vision. If you don't treat it, it can trigger more serious issues for your eye health and vision. If you're experiencing these symptoms, it's time to get it checked out. Call Ophthalmology Associates at 314-966-5000. The doctors of Ophthalmology Associates are experts in diagnosis and treatment of dry eye. Call for an appointment today. Doctors Greg Birdie, Ranjan Malhotra, Robert Brusati, and Andy Royer, 314-966-5000 or youridoc.com. Ophthalmology Associates located at 12990 Manchester Road, a half mile east of I-270 on eastbound Manchester Road. For more information, call Ophthalmology Associates 314-966-5000 or go to youridoc.com.
Welcome back to the Gray Bar Sports on a Sunday morning.
Goldschmidt swings and he hits a drive. He hits a slammer.
Gray Bar, your distributor for electrical and datacom needs.
Billikens win! Billikens win!
Once again, from the Stifel Financial Sports Studio, Tom Ackerman.
Welcome back to the show. What a day of college football, as there was so much to get into. They call it Statement Saturday, Drew, in September. Statement Saturday in September. 6 games matching ranked teams. First chance to make some sense of the first few weeks of college football. I thought week 2 and week 3 were kind of weak. This was really good, with the best days of the season. Might be behind Colorado, though. Colorado captured everyone's attention. They were the talk of college football. TCU goes down. They come home to Boulder. They thump Nebraska. They go the distance with Colorado State and win it in double overtime. That might have been the first indication that they have some issues. When they lost Travis Hunter, who I claim is the best player in all of college football, they lost him in that game, and that did seem to hurt them. Colorado State kind of hung in with them. The Buffs won that game in double OT. Not so much yesterday. Oregon is really good, beyond good, and they took a beating. They took Colorado behind the woodshed and beat them up pretty good. We'll get into that. Florida State looked great, really great, and then survived against Clemson, who blew the game. Clemson had a chance to take the lead with under 2 minutes to go. Feel bad for the kicker. 29-yard field goal missed, and they really shot themselves in the foot and ended up losing it in overtime, 31-24. Alabama, they might have a chance to stay in playoff contention. They rallied. Very, very solid win for them over Ole Miss. So let's get right to it. I'm going to start with Ohio State picking up their win over Notre Dame. Final score 17-14. Chip Trainum, a 1-yard touchdown run with a second to go, his second score of the night. It came on a drive in which the Buckeyes needed to convert 1 4th down and a 3rd and 19 in the final 90 seconds, but they rally. They win 17-14 over the Irish, and it's their 6th straight victory over Notre Dame. Notre Dame appeared to be in control. They were down 10-0. They took the lead. Sam Hartman threw a 2-yard touchdown pass to Rico Flores Jr. with 8:22 to go. They're up 14-10, but the Notre Dame defense could not preserve it. Ohio State finds a way and wins this game 17-14. Back to Colorado. They were thumped by Oregon. Number 10 Ducks, watch out. They are the real deal. They won 42-6 at home. Bo Nix, remember him? Quarterback at Auburn. He's now at Oregon, threw for 276 yards and 3 touchdowns, and a little bit taken off of Deion Sanders. They'll be all right. They'll bounce back. They got a big one coming up, though. Yikes, USC's coming in. But this was all about Oregon being great rather than Colorado not being. Troy Franklin, 8 catches for 126 and 2 scores. They've opened the season with 4 straight wins for just the second time since 2014. Shedeur Sanders held to 159 passing yards after averaging more than 400 going into the game. So if anyone thought this was going to be a shootout, this was anything but. And Oregon's defense has some spice to it as they get the win 42-6 over Colorado. Back to Florida State, the 31-24 win over Clemson, I think should get them into playoff contention discussion and national championship consideration. I think they are one of the better teams in the country right now. In fact, if you ask me right now who's the best team in the country, I'd say Florida State has earned that. They will not be when the poll comes out today, but I think they have earned that claim that they're the best. They've beaten LSU, and now they've beaten Clemson on the road. I can promise you, not a lot of people are going to beat Clemson on the road anytime soon. The number 1 team in the country is Georgia, and they play their schedule. They did what they had to do. They beat UAB 49-21. Number 2 team in the country is Michigan. Jim Harbaugh came back. They beat Rutgers 31-7, took care of business. Number 3 team in the country is Texas. They beat Baylor 38-6. Again, 3 very good teams, all with dominant wins. But Florida State at number 4, to me, stands out right now. The 5th-ranked team in the country is USC with Heisman Trophy winner Caleb Williams. They beat Arizona State 42-28. I mentioned number 6, Ohio State, beating Notre Dame 6-9. Final score was 17-14. Now, 7th-ranked Penn State is legit. They shut out Iowa 31-0. There was a lot of talk about Iowa's defense and what they might be able to do to hold Penn State down. This Penn State team is very, very good in all 3 phases of the game. James Franklin has them playing extremely well. They win in Happy Valley 31-0 over 24th-ranked Iowa. The 8th-ranked team in the country is Washington, and late last night, their quarterback, Mike Penix Jr., pains me to watch because he's a former Indiana quarterback. He transferred. He just lit up Cal. Final was 59-32. His games are like video games out there. Penix was 19 of 25 passing for 304 and 4 touchdowns. He also threw a pick, and that's how it looked in the top 25 or top 10, I should say, yesterday. Some other teams that impressed me: Utah beating UCLA 14-7. They're ranked 11th in the country. LSU outlasted Arkansas 34-31. They're going to get Mizzou in 2 weeks. We'll see how good they are moving forward, but I think that's an interesting game there. I mean, Arkansas gave them a game down in Baton Rouge. I'm not really sure what to make of LSU after that. 13th ranked Alabama, I know what they are. That is a well-coached team. Nick Saban had them ready to go. And even though their offense isn't very good, they had their defense flying yesterday, and they beat Ole Miss 24-10. Oklahoma, there's a team to watch. They're 16th in the country. They are back. They're undefeated. They went into Cincinnati. That's not easy. And they won at Nippert Stadium by a final of 20-6. The top 25, I think Florida should move up. They're good. They beat Charlotte 22-7. Not a great opponent, but Florida's pretty good. I really, looking around at Tennessee, I just want to wait and see what kind of team they really are. They did not look great at Florida, but, they've got some time to rally. They won 45-14 over UTSA. Duke is the 18th ranked team in the country. They pounded Connecticut 41-7. 20th ranked Miami Hurricanes, a 41-7 win as well over Temple. College football, top 25 yesterday. Number 21, Washington State's unbeaten. They beat Oregon State 38-35. North Carolina, number 17 in the country, beat Pitt 41-24. We'll take a quick break. We'll go to the NFL. As I mentioned, Mizzou with a terrific win yesterday, and Illinois also won, beating Florida Atlantic 23-17. Mizzou playing in the Dome and all the stuff we talked about in the first segment of the show reminds me of the old days in the Dome with the St. Louis Rams. Great memories that are distant now. We'll take a look at who are the best teams in the NFL. Really, I mean, it's hard to sort out, but we're going to do it when we come back on KMOX.
Together, we feed, shelter, and educate. As one, we counsel, tutor, find work, rides, and provide safety. Collectively, we help people every day overcome, get stronger, and thrive. Better as a whole, the United Way. The more we help, the more we make our wonderful St. Louis community a better place for us all. Unite with us.
Manchester Coin and Jewelry is the estate buyers. They buy collectibles from vintage toy trains, musical instruments, military, and more. Located on Manchester Road, west of 141. It's Manchester Coin and Jewelry.
KMOX's Garden Hotline is inviting you to discover the beauty of nature at Gateway Arch National Park. Immerse yourself in a breathtaking, lush greenery that will rejuvenate your senses. Wander through 5 miles of paved trails that showcase the beauty of the meticulously maintained grounds. Whether you're an avid botanist or simply looking to unwind, Gateway Arch National Park's diverse landscapes offer something for everyone. And while you're here, capture the perfect Instagram-worthy moment. Take a leisurely stroll or have a picnic surrounded by the architectural marvel that is the Gateway Arch. Elevate your experience at the Gateway Arch. Take a tram ride to the top and witness the stunning grounds from 630 feet above. Unforgettable views await. Book your tram tickets at gatewayarch.com. For park hours, directions, parking, and more, visit gatewayarch.com.
Next time your furnace or AC is on the fritz, you know what to do.
Call Jerry Kelly, because they're fast. And just by calling, we'll be helping to end Alzheimer's disease. That's what those purple vans are all about.
Yes, Jerry Kelly is friendly too. They give a portion of every job they do to Alzheimer's research and support services.
So call the Fix It Fast guys at Jerry Kelly. Ask for the purple van, and we'll all have it going on. Find out more at jerrykelly.com.
Hi, I'm Jim Brennan, president of McKelvey Homes. Founded in 1898, McKelvey Homes is celebrating 125 years with our inventory home sale. Get $12,500 off of all our market homes. Move in quick. Lock in your interest rate and get all the popular features and colors selected by design professionals. And for every home sold, McKelvey Homes will donate $1,898 to Dravet Syndrome Foundation. Visit McKelveyHomes.com.
Hey, it's Tom Ackerman. It's always great to work with Spring Green, no matter the season. And this fall, aerating and overseeding your lawn is the best time to thicken up the yard. Take care of some of those trouble spots by reaching out to Spring Green, spring-green.com. Top dressing your lawn with compost is the single best thing you can do to your lawn every year. Shrub pruning, cutting back your perennials from the fall, installing a retaining wall can help with curb appeal as well. Spring-green.com.
Broadcasting from the Underlaw Injury Lawyers, GetJim.com studios.
KMOX.
Welcome back to the Gray Bar Sports on a Sunday morning.
Goldschmidt swings and he hits a drive. He hits a slammer.
Gray Bar, your distributor for electrical and datacom needs.
Billikens win! Billikens win!
Once again, from the Stifel Financial Sports Studio, Tom Ackerman.
Welcome back to the show. Drew, how does Chris Ranji do it as a Bears fan? I just don't get it.
I mean, it's as tough as being a Giants fan.
Yeah, it's got to be. They're going to lose today also. They're not going to beat the Chiefs. I mean, they're going to lose to the Chiefs. 3:25 kickoff, 97.1 FM, so they'll be 0-3, so they're done, I guess. I mean, if you go 0-3, it's rare that anybody could do anything after that. Now, the problem with the Bears is they can't keep Justin Fields off his rear end, and it's not his fault necessarily, partly because in the NFL, you got to get rid of the ball. But the offensive line is bad, the play calling is bad, and Fields has been bad. So, it's everybody's fault over there. I know there's some fingers being pointed at the coaching and all that stuff. But the Chicago Bears are playing the Chiefs today, and it's going to be a rough go for the Bears today. Now, just as we say that, watch something unexpected happen, because in the NFL, there are no guarantees. But the Chiefs are a 13-point favorite, and I actually like that line for the Chiefs. I think they win by 2 touchdowns or more, but they are minus 13 today at home against the Bears on 97.1 FM. Also in the NFL, you've got Tennessee at Cleveland. Browns have a good defense. That's a noon kickoff. Cleveland is a 3-point favorite. I like the Browns in that one, even with Derrick Henry and the Titans bearing down on them. Atlanta is 2-0. Going to Detroit for a noon matchup today. Lions a 3-point favorite at home. I'd probably go with the Lions there at home, covering that 3. New Orleans at Green Bay. The Saints are 2-0, visiting the 1-1 Green Bay Packers, and the Saints come in as a favorite in this one, a 1-point favorite, as they've been moving along quite well. Not today. I'm going to say the Bears win this one at Lambeau and cover that. Denver at Miami. The Broncos just have, for whatever reason, a disconnect, and their coach is Sean Payton. I mean, they should be better than this, but they are having communication issues, it seems, on offense. They can't get anything right. They're going to Miami to take on a Dolphins team that has a high-powered passing attack. I'm going to actually go against what you would think here, the way I just described it. I just find it hard to believe that Denver won't shore up their coaching and tighten things up today and make this a better game. I'll take Denver +6 at Miami, even though the Dolphins should win that game. It'd be embarrassing if they didn't. Noon kickoff, Chargers at Minnesota. Both teams are 0-2. It's a pick'em. It's going to be an absolute shootout, so take whoever you want there. I'll go with the Vikings at home. The over-under is 53.5 on this one. That's interesting. I'll go over. Yeah, why not? Let's see what happens between those two, firing the ball all over the place. Herbert and Cousins. New England at the Jets. Oh, Bill Belichick's not going to go 0-3, is he? He's not going to go 0-3. They're a 2.5-point favorite at the Jets. I've got to think the Patriots are going to win that game on the road at the Jets. Buffalo at Washington. The Commanders and the Bills. This is a feature game. The Bills, a 5.5-point favorite at Washington. Ooh, that is a sucker spread if I've ever seen one. Man, 5.5. I'm going to go Bills there. That's not enough points to cover. I think the Bills win this one by a score. They're a superior team. But I got to say something real quick about Washington. Their offensive coordinator, Eric Bieniemy, is a wonderful coach. and they have done a great job remaking that team. I think that the Chiefs suffer from not having him, and I do think he deserves a head coaching job. And I love that Ron Rivera has kind of taken a step back and let him operate and run the coordination of that offense. That's very impressive, and I really like Washington, but I think Buffalo will eke one out on the road today at noon. Some other noon games, Houston at Jacksonville. Gosh, the Jaguars, I think, are pretty good. I mean, I know that they just lost to the Chiefs last week, but Jacksonville with Peterson running things, Doug Peterson and Trevor Lawrence at quarterback, it's a great combo for a long time, I think. I think they're going to be a terrific coach-quarterback combination, and I love Jacksonville, even covering that 7.5-point spread today. Indianapolis at Baltimore. The Colts are also 7.5-point favorites. I'm not a believer in the Colts thus far. However, I'm going to take them plus 7.5 today. Carolina at Seattle is the 3:05 game, one of the 3:05 games. Not really enamored with either team, to be honest with you. Carolina at Seattle. Carolina's 0-2. Seahawks are 1-1. I'll go Seattle at home, minus 4.5. Dallas at Arizona. I already gave you Chicago at Kansas City. Dallas at Arizona. Arizona is horrible. The Cowboys are extremely talented. I do not trust them at all, but in December. In September, I do. I'll take Cowboys minus 12.5. Pittsburgh at Las Vegas. I know I said in week 1, watch out for the Steelers, and the 49ers ripped them, but I'm starting to believe in the Steelers. I'll take them plus 3, and we'll get to the Monday night games after the news.
Join us at Odyssey as we all do our one thing. Together, millions of things for our planet. Use your vehicle less in September. Walk or bike to close destinations and enjoy more time outdoors. When we each share a one thing, it becomes a million things for our planet. What's your one thing?
I can't tell you how dangerous it is to have flickering lights, faulty outlets, or outdated electrical systems. Reinhold Electric is your electrician. If you can hear my voice, you know they can take care of your home, your business, or industrial setting. Reinhold Electric services all over the Midwest, St. Louis and Southern Illinois. Also, Springfield, Missouri just came online. Lake of the Ozarks, Lake St. Louis, and Kansas City. 314-631-1158. Online, ReinholdElectric.com.
Dr. Colleen Bosler from the Audiology Center.
Have you ever felt like sitting back or giving up at a family gathering because you're tired of working so hard to hear? Have you ever avoided going to an event because you know you won't be able to hear well? Then your hearing loss that you're suffering from is ruining your quality of life. We have seen it firsthand, but I promise you, if you make your hearing a priority, we will make you a priority.
Dr. Bosler, what kind of response are you getting to your new hearing aids?
People are loving these new hearing aids and telling us that they provide a smooth sound, and they're giving a noticeable reduction in that interfering background noise, which allows for them to have more clarity and understanding in those noisier settings. Make an appointment to see us today, and we can help you get your quality of life back. You have nothing to lose.
Dr. Colleen Bosler at the Audiology Center, 636-441-7470, or learn more, theaudiologycenterstl.com.
For garage door repairs, St. Louis calls the real Overhead Door Company of St. Louis. They're the ones with the red ribbon. They're the ones who have been here since 1926. Others try to copy the name, but cannot match the level of service. The red ribbon means 97 years of trust and loyalty from St. Louis homeowners. Always look for the red ribbon. It means you have the genuine, the original Overhead Door Company of St. Louis. Call 314-781-5200.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertisements.
STL Today, the vote is in, and there's no need for a recount. I'm Jim Onder, and I want to thank you, the people of St. Louis, for acknowledging my team at Onder Law as STL Today's 2023's best law firm in St. Louis. As always, we will continue our mission to hold companies accountable, change the way they do business, and make St. Louis a safer place.
When you're injured, you need the best. Call Onder Law at 314 or 618-9000000.
Every day, there are thousands of people across our region who need help. United Way is here to help. Help feed and shelter our neighbors. Help teach, counsel, and keep children safe. Help families overcome crisis, find work, and stay healthy. Unite with us at helpingpeople.org.
KMOX, KECK HD2, K254CR, St. Louis.
CBS News on the Hour, presented by Indeed.com.
I'm Wendy Gillette in New York. Success for a 7-year NASA mission to get asteroid samples.
Touchdown of the OSIRIS-REx sample return capsule. A journey of 1 billion miles to asteroid Bennu and back has come to an end, marking America's first sample return mission of its kind and opening a time capsule to our ancient solar system.
The remnants of what was Tropical Storm Ophelia are bringing heavy rain to the Northeast. WCBS TV's Alicia Reed is in Manalapan, New Jersey.
The rain continues to soak through the inside of this home after a tree came crashing down on Saturday, slicing through the roof and top floor.
I was actually taking a nap. Thought it was an earthquake. We called 911 immediately. We couldn't get down the steps. It's a 2-level house, right? Because the steps were blocked. The whole roof caved in.
President Biden says he'll join the picket line in Detroit after the United Auto Workers Union expanded its strike. Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez.
President Biden showing up to the picket line on Tuesday is a historic event. We have never seen in modern history a president show up to a picket line like this.
There's promise that another strike, that of the Writers Guild, could end soon.
The writers' strike started in May and actors joined in July. Together, they have frozen the entertainment industry. For writers, sticking points come down to residual pay, staffing in writers' rooms, and the use of artificial intelligence.
I do hope that I can get back to work and that it's over soon, but only with a fair contract.
Hollywood insiders say a deal with writers could help pave the way for actors. The Screen Actors Guild has said the studios will not meet with them to negotiate. Bradley Blackburn, CBS News, New York.
Some, including New Jersey's governor, have called for Democratic Senator Bob Menendez to resign.
Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg tells CNN it's up to House Republicans to shift into high gear and pass a government funding bill.
The American people don't want to shut down. From what I can tell, the Senate is ready to go. The administration is ready to go. House Republicans need to come to their senses and keep the government running.
The current fiscal year ends on the 30th. That means without a deal, government operations will shut down. Among other things, members of the military won't get paid, and food safety inspections will lapse. Linda Kenyon, CBS News, Washington.
Linda Kenyon on the possible government shutdown next week. 3 people were killed in a shooting in Jacksonville, Florida.
This quadruple shooting left 3 dead, including a 3-year-old child, just after 10 o'clock last night. According to the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office, this all started when the 4 victims and a 5th person traveled here to the JTB apartments in Jacksonville's South Side.
Logan McDonald reporting.
You need to hire fast and hire right? You need Indeed. Their all-in-one hiring platform helps you attract, interview, and hire candidates efficiently. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
Mid-America's most trusted source for news. KMOX.
At 11:03, we have partly cloudy skies and 75 degrees downtown at the Arch. Good morning. I'm Scott Jagow. Our top story: an outpouring of love and patriotism in Belleville yesterday for a fallen Marine. More than 1,000 American flags lined the side of the road for 7 miles. Hundreds stood with hands over their hearts to pay tribute to Marine Captain Eleanor LeBeau Cook. She was one of 3 Marines killed in an aircraft crash in Australia, August 27th. The Belleville native and graduate of Althoff Catholic High School was remembered as being full of joy and a dancer her whole life. She was 29. The St. Louis Board of Aldermen has introduced new legislation to ban the open carrying of firearms.
Well, as of right now, we know that this law is preempted under state law, but we also know that there is a ballot initiative right now that has been filed and is hopefully going to be on the ballot that would return local control to local counties.
But our legal analyst, Brad Young, expects a legal challenge as soon as the ordinance is passed.
In all likelihood, unless there's a loophole there that I'm not aware of, once that law is challenged, it will probably be struck down as being in violation of state law.
Meanwhile, SSM St. Louis University Hospital nurses will be on the picket line beginning tomorrow morning at 7.
Registered nurse in SLU's cardiac care step-down unit, Kelly Allen, says management will not negotiate about nurse retention or traveling nurses.
We're grateful that we have agency nurses there, but we need, in order to retain and recruit in today's market, you need to have conditions that nurses are going to stay for. They have to have those packages available.
The nurses gave a 10-day strike notice. SSM has told the nurses bargaining committee they have everything ready to go for Monday morning, and it will be business as usual despite the strike. The nurses will go on strike for 24 hours and on the picket line at 7 a.m. Maria Kina, KMOX News.
Today, mix of clouds and sun, couple of showers and a storm possible into the evening hours. 83 for a high, mix of clouds and sun tomorrow, 83. And then we're looking at around the same Tuesday and Wednesday, 84. It is 79 in St. Peter's, 76 in Florissant, 75 with partly cloudy skies downtown. I'm Scott Jagow, KMOX News.
This is the Graybar Sports on a Sunday morning.
Goldschmidt swings and he hits a drive. He hits a slammer.
Graybar, your distributor for electrical and datacom needs.
Billikens win! Billikens win!
Now, from the Stifel Financial Sports Studio, Tom Ackerman.
All right, Scott, thanks very much. Let me get to these NFL picks again. So I did these on the fly, and I still believe in them. I mean, I'm not going back on any of that. I just went right down the line and picked against the spread. I love it. Okay. I should do this every week. No prep, just go right in on picks. Now, my prep is that I do watch all of these teams. I know these teams. I mean, I know the league. But in terms of picking against the spread, this is just gut feeling. And take it for what it's worth, for entertainment purposes only. I've got Cleveland -3, Detroit -3, Green Bay +1, Denver +6, Minnesota pick'em, New England -2.5, Buffalo -5.5, Jacksonville -7.5. I have. Did I take the Ravens -7.5? I can't remember. No, I took the Colts. I said the Colts will cover the 7.5 +7.5. I've got Seattle -4.5 against Carolina. I've got the Chiefs -13. I have Dallas -12.5. Pittsburgh +3 at Vegas. I really like that pick, actually. That place will be rocking with Steelers fans. That may be a Steelers home game. They will all go to Vegas. Raiders have good fans. I shouldn't say that, but you know what I mean. It's going to be great. All right, so the two Monday night games, Philadelphia at Tampa Bay, a pair of 2-0 teams. Very impressed with the Buccaneers. They've been great. Baker Mayfield's their quarterback. I love the start that they're off to. They are 5-point dogs at home against the Eagles. Same thing that I said about the Bills game. I think that's too small. And while 5 points is a good chunk, I think the Eagles win this game by 6 or more, maybe by a touchdown. I think it'll be a very entertaining Monday night game tomorrow at 6:15. And then the final game is the Rams at Cincinnati. Bengals by 1,000,000. Not just because I don't like you-know-who, but I do like the Bengals actually snapping out of their 0-2, even though they've got some question marks. I mean, Joe Burrow, I think, is still questionable for this game. And, the Rams have a decent team. They're 1-1. I like the Bengals. I'm going to take them -2.5 in that one. And then finally, just to go back to my pick, the one pick that I maybe surprise people with, Denver +6. Remember, Miami doesn't have Jalen Waddle in this game. He did not clear concussion protocol. He's their number 2 wide receiver behind Tyreek Hill. That could be a bit of a problem if Denver actually will cover and defend and actually get some points on the board. There's a chance that they could be pretty tough today and keep that one close. They lost in a shootout, remember, to Washington last week, 35-33. They lost their first game 17-16 to Vegas. Both of those were home games. Both of those are tough losses to take. They're 0-2, but they've lost the games by a combined 3 points. They're not that bad. So there you go. There's your NFL picks. It's always fun. Always fun to do. As for college football, congratulations to the University of Missouri, again, on a terrific win yesterday, 34-27 over Memphis. We talked about it at length in the last segment, and again, to the folks at the St. Louis Sports Commission, I applaud their efforts in bringing this game back to St. Louis. It has been a long time coming. They actually have been at this since 2010. That was the last time that Mizzou played Illinois. It is, however, going to take a collective effort from everybody to make this a great experience. Downtown, walked around last night, seemed very safe. Very happy. Was with my young daughter. We had a good time. The dome itself, still there. still well lit to some extent, still has a field, still has seats, still has food and drink options. But I'm hearing a lot about, and I heard this last night and I heard this morning, about some food running out here and there, about long lines for beverages. I can tell you my eyewitness was things a little dirty at my seat when I just sat down, which is interesting because I know there wasn't a game before me. So I kind of brushed away the flattened down whatever it was with my foot and brushed it under the seat so we didn't have to look at it. You know, those kind of things. I mean, it's okay to like take a little vacuum or a little blower or a little power washer and, you know, spruce up the place a little bit. It's okay. And I think that will happen. I sure hope it'll happen as America Center is expanding and they continue to add on. But man, if you want to have great events, it would behoove them to improve the Dome experience. That said, Mizzou fans were great. Mizzou fans made the experience. They were loud. They were fun. Mizzou did a nice job. They brought the Sports Commission did a nice job too, partnering with them. And thank you to Memphis, by the way, for giving up a home game. They took a paycheck for that, but they give up a home game. And thank you to all the Memphis fans who came in too. But Mizzou fans were great. And the University of Missouri was great. They brought the band. They brought the cheerleaders. They brought the Golden Girls. They made it a home game experience. Randy Molman, the public address announcer, had the crowd going. Everything felt right, I thought, and I enjoyed myself thoroughly. It was a really good football game, too. I mean, Missouri has a good team, not a great team. They have a good team. They're 4-0 with wins over South Dakota, Middle Tennessee State, and Memphis, and a very, very good win over number 15 K-State. That's where they are. They are not a national championship contender. They're not a college football playoff contender either. They're not even an SEC championship contender, nor in their own division. However, they do have a chance to get to a better bowl this year. They have a chance to continue to ride this St. Louis recruiting trail and build. And part of that will be playing a game in St. Louis as often as they can. And I thought it was overall a great experience, especially if you're a Missouri Tiger. I think you got to be very happy with what you saw and felt yesterday. Now, if they go to Vanderbilt and win next week, it is on. You want to see a great college football atmosphere. If you want to become a Mizzou fan, you need to go to Columbia to see a game at Faurot Field like we may see if Missouri beats Vanderbilt, because LSU is coming the first Saturday of October. And if Missouri is 5-0 hosting LSU, and I'm pretty sure that game is already sold out, it is going to be mayhem. And I think it'll be absolutely fabulous. That is when that place is at its very, very best, is when Mizzou is very good, when great teams come in and they'll bring some fans and create a nice atmosphere. And that's SEC football, and that's what you want around this area. And if you want Mizzou to grow, they're going to have to grow, not only get their fan base reinvigorated, like it seems like they're starting to, but they've got to get the casual sports fan in St. Louis to say, that's my football team. You know, if you go to Milwaukee, great sports town, pro sports all over the place. If you go to Milwaukee, everybody watches the Badgers, even Marquette fans. Everybody watches the Badgers on Saturday. They are the state's football team, period, end of story. That's where Missouri needs to get. Not like, oh, I'm not going, or I'm not watching because I'm not a Mizzou fan. I didn't go there. My kids don't go there. No, everybody watches Wisconsin. It's just what you do. Missouri's got to figure out a way to get to that here in this state. And if they can do that, well, then you're in business. We'll take a quick break. I'll tell you somebody who's done it very quickly, St. Louis City SC. They've created quite an atmosphere for themselves. Their sporting director, Lutz Pfannenstiel, is going to join us next. A terrific win last night at Minnesota after earning a point against LAFC, and they have a stranglehold on the Western Conference in Major League Soccer. We're back right after this.
Do you know the secret to losing up to 1 pound of fat every day? Hi, I'm Dr. Michael Glickert with St. Louis Weight Loss Secret, and I know the secret. My unique weight loss program makes it easy to lose weight, get healthy, and get your energy back naturally, safely, and effectively. If you'd love to lose unhealthy fat without counting points or calories, no exercising, no prepackaged meals, no HCG, no surgery, and no hypnosis, call my office now at 207-8600.
This is Debbie Monterey, and I can tell you, thanks to St. Louis Weight Loss Secret, it feels great. I lost 20 pounds in the first 30 days, and I've lost more than 30 pounds in 60 days. And you can do this. Real food that helps to speed up your metabolism. It is amazing to watch the pounds fall off.
Many patients lose 20 to 30 pounds in about a month. That's a half a pound to a pound per day. For your free private weight loss consultation, call 314-207-8600. That's 314-207-8600 or online at moweightloss.com.
Results may vary. Jewels on Hampton in St. Louis Hills is paying some of the highest prices on gold, silver, diamonds, semi-precious colored stones, and fine watches on site. Jewels on Hampton is a premier jeweler with an exquisite selection of diamonds, semi-precious stone jewelry, and vintage watches. Their expert design team can restyle your jewelry to today's contemporary style. They also do jewelry and watch repair. Need extra cash? Jewels on Hampton is paying some of the highest prices on gold, silver, diamonds, semi-precious colored stones, and fine watches. Bring your collectibles and clocks, sports memorabilia, and figurines too. Jewels on Hampton, 4506 Hampton, just 3 blocks south of Chippewa. Call them at 314-752-5000. That's 314-752-5000. So if you need some extra cash, looking for that one-of-a-kind piece, make Jewels on Hampton your first stop. Jewels on Hampton in St. Louis Hills.
Hey guys, Glover here, and I see clearly thanks to Doctors Birdie and Malhotra, and you can too. Go to youridoc.com today or call 314-966-5000.
Now, Y98 presents 90 and 60, a look back at the St. Louis City match against Minnesota United FC. Presented by Ponce Health Sciences University, creating new pathways and careers in healthcare.
Against Grega, sends one outside, Derwinski. Crossage in the air, Klaus header! Oh, baby! Why are you kidding? We are tied! What a header! And it's 1-1 in Minnesota. Here comes AZL down the left side, pulls one back toward Blom in the penalty area. Yeah! Oh, baby! Chapulo Blom makes it 2-1 City! A 2-1 win on the road for St. Louis City tonight. Boy, it was everything tonight in Minnesota, a wild one.
This has been 90 and 60, presented by Ponce Health Sciences University. Up next, St. Louis City faces Sporting KC at City Park this coming Saturday. Together Credit Union pregame at 7, kick at 7:30 on your home for St. Louis City Soccer. Y98.
Aspiring to be a doctor? Didn't score well on the MCAT? Gain all the confidence you need to succeed at Ponce Health Sciences University. PHSU west of City Park on the corner of Jefferson and Market prepares students for every aspect of a medical career. A Master of Sciences in Medical Science degree. An MSMS from Ponce prepares students for the coursework, the time commitment, and the rigor for a future in healthcare. Learn more at stlouis.psm.edu. That's stlouis.psm.edu.
Welcome back to the Gray Bar Sports on a Sunday morning.
Goldschmidt swings and he hits a drive. He hits a slammer.
Gray Bar, your distributor for electrical and datacom needs.
Billikens win! Billikens win!
Once again, from the Stifel Financial Sports Studio, Tom Ackerman.
Welcome back to the show. We just played that 90 and 60. Love that feature we've been doing all year long. And joining us from City is their sporting director, Lutz Pfannenstiel. Lutz, thanks for being with us this morning, as always.
Glad to be here.
Good to be with you. Blom, what a goal that was. We just heard it. That was a rocket off his right foot from the center of the box to the top right corner. Before that, Klaus scored on a header from the center of the box to the top left corner, and 2 goals in 9 minutes put you ahead, and you got the win over Minnesota. What did you think about that win?
Yeah, definitely a very big one. You know, it puts us in a perfect position now. We knew that Minnesota is a team, they're always difficult to play. They work hard. The weather was, let's call it not brilliant. You know, it was very, very rainy. It was very wet. But that made it into a real fight, you know, a real grinding game. And walking away from there with 3 points, a team which really fights to get somehow in the playoffs. Definitely a good night. And I mean, to wrap things up there, I think Blom, you know, that was his first ever professional goal. With 23 years, he never scored in South Africa. He never scored here because he's focused more on destroying the opponent. But what a goal to choose, what a moment to choose, what a beauty to choose.
No question. Well said, Lutz. And he is the 16th different goal scorer in Major League Soccer play for City this season. That is remarkable as well. But back to him and the important role that he plays. When you first discovered Blom, what did you find as you brought him into City?
Yeah, I mean, we looked at a number 6. Which is very good against the ball defensively, like not the typical holding midfielder, but a player who wins lots of one-on-ones. I said it, a little bit of a destroyer, a guy who gets under people's skin, who always defends forward. And yeah, I mean, he has that certain aggression. Obviously, he's still a very young player. There's still, I think, a high ceiling for him. But again, not just yesterday, also in the last games, he definitely has a very, very important role in the midfield, especially his work rate. But winning balls, winning one-on-ones is definitely important. And for the way we play, for the style we play, that's one position which we always say, non-negotiable, is a clear description of his profile, a clear job what that position needs to do. And yeah, I think we definitely found this Javulo a very good fit here.
You had Anthony Marcanic come in the 74th minute to lock this game down. How did he perform in the final 16-plus minutes of this match?
Yeah, I'm not surprised that you pick him, Tom. Again, I think with Anthony, we have a very unique situation here. I mean, a player who came from Colorado, which had a horrible season, a player who didn't play that much as well. But we looked at him when we played them last year with the second team. We kept on following him, and we also looked a lot in his data. So somehow he's one of these players who fits for us. The way he plays, the way also he forward defends, the way he goes up and down the line. He's a very quick player. The player knows exactly how he wants to play football. And he definitely had a very good impact on that left side again. I really enjoy watching him play.
Also, we heard Jake Nerwinski's name called there in that first goal by Klaus. What a setup for the header for Klaus. And Nerwinski, the defender for your team, set that up. Another assist for him. What is the art of setting up a header? How do you get that into the right position to head the ball, Lutz?
Well, I mean, that one was a goal, I think, which was very watchable, very good to describe. I mean, the cross from Jake was great, right into the mixer, I will call it, between the defender and the goalkeeper. So difficult to come for the keeper. They had to backpedal. But if you watch this goal or rewatch this goal, the way Klaus moves from outside the box and moves very, very quick towards the second post, where Celio Pompeo binds two people towards the short post. And then the header was a beauty by its own. I mean, Klaus's impact when he came on, Edward Löwen's impact when he came on were amazing. And I mean, if Klaus would have not been injured for such a long time, and I think he definitely would have a few more goals under his belt.
He's absolutely a game changer. A 2-1 win. City scores twice, comes back and wins. It's another comeback. Their fourth come from behind victory of the season. That ties with Minnesota in 2017 and LAFC in 2018 for the most victories by an expansion team in MLS history. This is, I think, a lot of fun for fans to watch. And Wednesday's game, I went to that. I was at City Park against LAFC. To me, is equally as entertaining. I know you didn't break through with a goal, but neither did LA. The anticipation that's sort of bubbling over, the nervousness of the crowd. I know it's nerve-wracking for all of you, but I do enjoy that intensity of the game of soccer. I thought that was a wonderful game, even though it ended up in a scoreless draw, Lutz.
Yeah, sometimes the first impression you get, well, a 0-0, that must have been a boring game to watch. But no, definitely not. I mean, it was, you did get the feeling after 60 minutes that LA was pretty happy to walk away with a point. I thought it was a game of a few phases. We started off really well. After 20 minutes, LA started to get really good into the game, gave us some trouble. But in the second half, I thought we looked a little bit sharper. We looked a little bit that we wanted it maybe that tiny bit more than them. And Yeah, there was a few situations again, and again, I don't want to go too deep into that, but we had again 3-4 calls for a penalty where everything was like 50-50 or just very, very tight. But I think for us to play against the current champion LAFC at home and in such a very important part of the season, and sometimes an expansion team, I think, there can really start to get nervous and do erratic things. We kept our cool, we defended well, we didn't give many chances away, and I think it was a great setup to go with that mentality to Minnesota. Some people said, well, they didn't win in 4. I think we actually we didn't lose in 4, so it's always the positive and the negative way of looking at things. And for me, Tom, consistency is the most important way. We perform week in, week out, and games we do lose once in a while. We try our hardest, we fight till the last moment, and you can't win everything, regardless if you're an expansion team or whoever you are. But to have now 16 wins and continuously perform over expectations, I think is a good thing to build on.
Lutz Pfannenstiel is with us for just a couple more minutes. That night against LAFC, we're walking out of City Park and not sure if you were going to clinch the playoffs that night officially, but at 11:38 p.m. it did happen. Minnesota lost to the LA Galaxy, and that officially put you in the playoffs. What is that moment like? Is there a satisfaction of the moment? Is there a celebration of that particular moment, Lutz?
Well, for me, I only can talk about myself. For me, it was not the question if we qualified. The question was when, and it didn't really matter if we qualify on Wednesday or on Saturday or even next week. So I think we were already in a great position to do it. Yeah, for 10 minutes, I felt really happy. For 15 minutes, I somehow had the feeling it's something special, which it is. But, Tom, we're not done yet. I mean, there is 3 more games to play. There is another few records which we could break. There is a regular season title which is up for grabs. We haven't won it yet. It's still a very difficult task, but we are still in it. And and then there is playoffs coming. So I think it's great to enjoy that moment and say, hey, we did the unexpected, and we really can, I think, make a few phone calls in a few weeks and show the experts, the MLS experts, what they thought of us before the season. What will they think now? But then it's playoff time, and then it's a completely new competition. We need to be aware. The regular season finishes after 34 matches. Then you can have a look into and analyze what we did there. At the playoffs, different ball game. Everything is possible. We start from 0 again, and nobody cares anymore about the 34 first games if you only look at the playoffs.
That's well said, and we know that well following sports through the years, and every win here in this regular season is a reminder to those folks that picked you last or near last. And like you said, once that is over, it becomes 0 and on you go. Now, before this is over, you will be playing Kansas City. Final regular season matchup with Sporting KC. It happens coming up at City Park, third and final regular season matchup against the cross-state rival. We, of course, will look forward to that and much more. All of the games are on Y98 FM, but KMOX playing a big part in this coverage as we have Lutz Pfannenstiel every single week here on Sundays at 11:15. And we have Bradley Carnell, the head coach of City. He joins us every Monday at 9:35. So we'll catch up. And he told me that he listens to this interview. Bradley listens to you and I talking, Lutz. So I like that. That's nice to know.
Oh, yeah, I don't even know that. Hey, Bradley, what's up?
What's up, Bradley? That'll be 7:30 on Saturday on Y98 FM. Appreciate this, Lutz. Thank you.
Thank you.
Great to visit with him. 11:29 on KMOX's Sports on a Sunday Morning. We're sponsored by Gray Bar. When we come back, we'll go back into what the Cardinals have done. And you know what, Drew? We could open up the phone lines if we have a few minutes for phone calls. If you want to jump in, 314-436-7900, 314-436-7900, St. Louis County, 1-800-925-1120. I should say Jefferson County, Franklin County, St. Clair County, Madison County. Come on in, St. Louis region. We'll talk. It doesn't have to just be Cardinals or City. You want to talk about the Dome experience? I'd be very interested if you were at the Dome last night. Did it surprise you how good it was? Were you let down at all? It's okay. Just let us know what goes on. I was actually very impressed. I thought it was loud, 45,000, very good experience. Back in a moment.
The Martins came over, we were having spaghetti when we suddenly noticed that we started getting sweaty. So we grabbed the keys and we ate it in the van. That's what my friend said, call Cherry Kelly, man, CherryKelly.com. Give him a call even though it's late, CherryKelly.com. Cause Jerry Kelly's always open up until 8. That's certified technicians, I've been told. Will help you when it's hot and help you when it's cold, CherryKelly.com. They're fast and they're good and they got it going on, CherryKelly.com.
KMOX Weekend at your service. Sponsored by Air Comfort Service Heating, Cooling, and Installation.
Your best friend deserves the best care. That's why the veterinarians at the Animal Medical Center of Mid-America provide state-of-the-art care. As the largest veterinary practice in Missouri, they understand your pet is a part of the family. That's why they go above and beyond with innovative care in a fear-free setting. Go to amcma.org to schedule a visit or call 314-951-1534 today. That's amcma.org or 314-951-1534.
Carol Daniel for Chesterfield Fence and Deck. Well, I got a call last month from a friend who said that a trash truck backed into the gate at their church. Well, you know who I recommended? Chesterfield Fence and Deck. They have excellent customer service and they were very responsive. Now, maybe you don't have a business or, of course, a church, but you do have a backyard. Chesterfield Fence and Deck, the company to call to repair your fence, rehab your deck, or build you a brand new sunroom. From a free in-home estimate to the excellent customer service, you'll find that you will love the experience from start to finish. We did when they built our bronze aluminum fence. Learn more online at chesterfieldfence.com. Check out what they call their inspiration gallery, where you can see pictures of their past projects. Call 636-532-4054. In the month of September, mention my name, Carol Daniel, and you get a whopping 20% off your next outdoor project with Chesterfield Fence and Deck. Chesterfield Fence and Deck, a legacy of excellent service and the sign you have the very best.
An important message from S&L Coins. S&L Coins pays top dollar for your gold and silver coins, old currency, gold-filled jewelry, scrap gold and silver, silver plating, gold and silver bullion. Get a quote with a call to S&L at 544-3600. S&L Coins, 544-3600. Or visit S&L Coins at 9300 Gravois, just east of McKenzie. Open 9 to 5 Monday through Friday, 9 to 4 Saturday. Before you sell, call S&L 544-3600.
Ah, fall is here. Baseball, beautiful weather, and the changing colors of trees and shrubs. When you think of your trees, call family-owned Gamma Tree Experts. Fall is a great time to prune and fertilize your valuable trees. Our staff of certified arborists will survey your trees to determine their needs. Knowledge and quality are hallmarks of our reputation. Call Gamma Tree Experts at 314-725-6159 or visit us at gammatree.com. Your trees deserve the best care.
Station KMOX, an equal opportunity employer, is dedicated to providing a broad outreach for job vacancies at our stations. We seek the help from local community organizations in referring qualified applicants to our stations. Community organizations that wish to receive our job vacancy information can reach out to Frankie Fan at 206-577-2432. In addition, all listeners are encouraged to visit Odyssey.com for an online listing of job vacancies of all Odyssey radio stations. Welcome back to the Gray Bar Sports on a Sunday morning.
Goldschmidt swings and he hits a drive. He hits a slammer.
Gray Bar, your distributor for electrical and datacom needs.
Billikens win! Billikens win!
Once again, from the Stifel Financial Sports Studio, Tom Ackerman.
It's 11:34. Drew, what was the caller? Terry in Iowa. What did he say?
Yeah, he just wanted me to remind you that the Padres are not out of it yet.
Okay, Terry. I appreciate that, Terry. That's like I do appreciate Terry calling in, but it's like the comments on Twitter where you say, like, Missouri is 4-0. Like, well, they're not that good. I mean, they're gonna or just having to comment on everything that you say. So Terry heard me obviously talking to Ollie Marmol earlier, saying that the Padres are out of postseason contention. Technically they still are. Terry, the Padres are 76 and 79. They're 5 games out of the last wild card spot with 7 games to go. Their elimination number is 3 from the wild card. If the Padres make the postseason, I will personally drive to Iowa and I will buy you dinner. I will buy you a steak dinner with a nice bottle of wine if the Padres make the playoffs. But I do appreciate the call very much. Let's look at it. Takes me right into my next topic, which is the MLB postseason picture. Let's look at it briefly, shall we? So the Cardinals, as we know, are out. The leader in the division and the team that is in the division driver's seat. And actually, their magic number is still 1 to clinch, and that's the Brewers. They could do that by today. The Cubs, 7 games out in the division, and the Reds are 9.5 out. However, the Cubs are in that third wild card spot. They are 1 full game ahead of the Marlins. Marlins just can't seem to track them down and jump over them. So the Cubs own the third wild card spot. The Diamondbacks own the second spot, a half game in front of the Cubs, and the Phillies have the number 1 wild card pretty much locked up at this point, 5 games up, as I mentioned, with not much left to go. The top 2 division winners in each league will receive byes to the division series. The other 4 teams will play best of 3 series in the wild card with the higher seed hosting all 3 games. So if you're the worst seed, you'll be taking on the Brewers, and then the other 2 will battle it out, with the top 2 division leaders, the Braves and the Dodgers, wrapping that up and getting the first round bye. In the American League, it's a little different and very interesting. The division leaders right now, the Baltimore Orioles, have the lead in the American League, but only by a game and a half in the East over the Rays. There's still a long way to go there. The Orioles have a game and a half lead. The Rays have really been pesky and hanging right in. Remember that great start they got off to, and then they fell back. Well, they only have 1 fewer win than the Orioles do. Orioles are 96-59. Rays are 95-61, trying to topple the Orioles and knock them into a wild card situation. The AL Central was wrapped up at the trade deadline. The Twins, the Guardians basically threw up the white flag back then, and they are right now 8 games under 500. The Twins wrapped up the Central a while ago. That division was toast. Everybody, the Guardians, the Tigers, the White Sox, the Royals, all very, very disappointing. And the Twins winning that. The AL West is wide up. What the heck is wrong with the Houston Astros? They have fallen apart here. They're 3-7 in their last 10. They've lost back-to-back games. And the Astros are a game and a half out in the AL West, trailing the Rangers now, with the Mariners just a half game behind the Astros. In the wild card right now in the American League, it's Tampa Bay, Toronto, and Houston are the 3 wild cards. But again, Seattle's just a half game behind Houston. Could Seattle knock Houston out of this entire thing? I don't know. We'll see. I'll tell you, a really bad loss yesterday in baseball, I mean really bad, was what the Cincinnati Reds did against the Pirates. The Pirates were down 9-0 in the 3rd inning and won the game 13-12 over the Reds. 9-0 and won the game 13-12 over the Reds, who were in playoff contention. Let me tell you, if that happened to the Cardinals, we would never hear the end of it, and we would remember it forever. That is painful. So the Pirates beat the Reds and kept them at bay. And when it came to the wild card, because the Reds are 2.5 out of the wild, they may have done them in right there. They're 2.5 out of that last wild card spot in the National League. That is just a brutal, brutal loss for the Cincinnati Reds. But again, the Cardinals, the Padres are out. I know that the elimination number is 3. They are a major disappointment. The baseball season has been very interesting to me. I know it stinks that the Cardinals aren't doing this year, but honestly, the Yankees are a big disappointment. They may finish over 500 when it's all said and done, but they're not going to make the playoffs either. Their elimination number for the wild card is 2. They're about done. The Red Sox have been eliminated. They are a big disappointment, 3 games under 500. The Angels, 15 games under, just completely fell apart again. The White Sox, I thought at one point a couple of years ago, they were going to be a team on the rise. They've lost 96 games. So In the National League, the Mets, the Padres, disappointments beyond belief. The Cardinals have to figure out a way to contend with those two teams when it comes to free agents and when it comes to trades. It is going to be a difficult task here moving forward to build this pitching staff. This will not happen with a snap of a finger. They're going to have to get 3 starters, maybe even a 4th one somewhere, but definitely the bullpen has to be improved too. And you got to do it all with so much money to go around. They have money, but so much. And then you've got to be able to do it without trading away any of these great young players that they have. So the Cardinals do have a task ahead of them to get better, and they absolutely must. They cannot go back-to-back with the season that they had this year. They cannot have a repeat. Just can't happen. So they're going to have to change how they go about it, and what they're going to do to be better in 2024 is a huge topic starting next Monday, October 2nd. I know a lot of people say, what does KMOX do when the baseball season is over? The baseball season is 365 days a year, according to us, because as soon as that season is over, it begins. We start focusing on how this team is going to be better in 2024. My condo is booked for spring training. We're heading down. We'll be there every step of the way, and it's going to be here faster than you think. 4 months from the end of the regular season, we start putting up stakes in Jupiter, Florida. So it's going to happen very quickly. Let's take a quick time out. We'll do some last-minute NFL news and notes. We'll also look at some other sports happening, including the Blues, who played last night and yesterday afternoon. 2 different games, 2 different locations. Back after this.
We all know how important nutrition is to our health, so why don't we do something about it? With Neovitin Men's 50 Plus, you can give your body sensible doses of vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants to support your daily health. Formulated for men over 50, Neovitin Men's 50 Plus gives you B vitamins to support energy and our proprietary physician-formulated blend for daily support you won't find anywhere else. Do something about your health today with Neovitin Men's 50 Plus. Available at your local Schnucks and Deerbergs.
Broadcasting from the Underlined Tree Lawyers, GetJim.com studios.
KMOX.
Join KMOX and support our effort to collect diapers going on now through September 30th. Come out and donate new or unused diapers of any size and brand in support of National Diaper Need Awareness Week. September 27th, you can catch us at the Ruler Foods Collinsville, Illinois location. September 29th, see us at the Ruler Foods St. Anne location and make your donations. You can also drop off diapers at the St. Louis Diaper Bank, Monday through Friday, 10 till 2 p.m., all month long.
Did you know that now is the best time to top dress your lawn? St. Louis Composting has compost specifically created for top dressing. To learn more, visit stlcompost.com. That's stlcompost.com.
MLBshop.com has everything you need to rep the team you believe in, the players you love, and the community you come from. So snag all those hoodies, caps, jerseys, and swag, and wear your pride with style at home, on the streets, and wherever you go. And with exclusive offers every day, you can unapologetically strut your stuff for a price you love as much as your team. Visit MLBshop.com, the official online shop of Major League Baseball. Major League Baseball trademarks used with permission.
Scott, they're here. Who's here? Our newest delivery of carpet tile, luxury vinyl plank, luxury vinyl tiles, sheet vinyl, ceramic, hardwood, and laminate.
Of course, and we're fully stocked at both of our locations, 7301 North Lindbergh Boulevard in Hazelwood, Missouri, and 1851 West US Highway 50 in O'Fallon, Illinois.
Open 7 days a week.
Free financing for qualified purchasers. Best flooring, best selection, Best Buy Flooring.
Welcome back to the Gray Bar Sports on a Sunday morning.
Goldschmidt swings and he hits a drive. He hits a slammer.
Gray Bar, your distributor for electrical and datacom needs.
Billikens win! Billikens win!
Once again, from the Stifel Financial Sports Studio, Tom Ackerman.
All right, let's do our final segment and recap around the horn all sports happening here in St. Louis and beyond. And let's actually go in reverse with the one we have not talked about yet, and that is the St. Louis Blues. The Blues picked up a win yesterday in St. Louis. They beat the Arizona Coyotes by a final of 3-2. In that game, they did get a goal from Jordan Kyrou. And the Blues are going to lean on him to be very good for them in a lot of different areas, not just goal scoring, but in all areas. He had a goal and an assist. He was +2. That's a very good sign. I think the most impressive player on the ice yesterday, though, was Scott Perunovich. Perunovich had an assist. He was +3. Remember, last year, this was the first indication that I thought the Blues could be in real trouble. Perunovich and Scandella both went down and had surgery before the season started. So the Blues then were further shorthanded on defense, and they just didn't have the depth to answer that. Now things a little different with Perunovich in tow. That could be a bright sign for the Blues moving forward. They've got to be great in front of Jordan Bennington. And I think just bigger, stronger, especially with Hayes. If they can get Kevin Hayes rolling, get him back, change of scenery. He was good with the Flyers, then just ran into a coach, John Tortorella, who he did not see eye to eye with, and he's not the first player to have that happen to him with Tortorella. Once you have that change of scenery, you're with Craig Berube, things may be simplified or put a little bit more in your favor. Perhaps that is the great recipe for Hayes. The Blues win that first game 3-2 over the Arizona Coyotes. The second game, they lost Arizona 5-1 in Wichita. But they do get the split, and it's just nice to see hockey again. Good to see fans in the Blue Note sweaters making their way around town. You also had St. Louis City SC playing last night. They took on Minnesota. We had it for you on Y98 FM. We just had Lutz Pfannenstiel. In fact, the St. Louis Soccer Report, St. Louis City Soccer Report is coming up on KMOX after the noon news. And yesterday, City, this was really good. They're down 1-0, 64th minute.
Against Gregas. Sends one outside. Nerwinski. Crossage in the air. Klaus header. Oh, baby!
Why are you kidding?
We are tied! Joao Klaus cracking things home like a remote work Red Lobster employee. What a header, and it's 1-1 in Minnesota.
And what a feed from Nowinski, and the header by Klaus from the center box to the left side. And then how about this?
Ends up ping-ponging toward Jackson. Here comes AZL down the left side. Pulls one back toward Blom in the penalty area.
in there.
Big space. Oh, baby! Chabulo Blom makes it 2-1 City.
Jabulo Blom, not only his first goal for City, but his first professional goal of his career. And a terrific win for City, 2-1 over Minnesota. It came down to the wire.
Taylor twists back to Dotson, elbow the 18, fires, one back post, shot misses. Oh, baby, just by feet, and it gets out of play. City will get a goal kick, a bullet of a shot, but luckily high and wide. City still leading 2-1.
Now, terrific win as City gets it 2-1 over Minnesota. They now have an 8-point lead in the Western Conference of Major League Soccer. Their coach, Bradley Carnell.
Energy. And I thought it was a yet again, just a tight tactical game in the first half. There was no space between the two teams. Neither gave any millimeter here or there, and then became a little bit of a tough situation. So, we knew that, certain players wouldn't be able to go the whole way. But we also know that we've used the strategy the whole year, and it stood us proud. And, we believed from day one in this roster. We believed in the system from day one, and we were happy with the results and performances. We think about the Toronto stretch, or we think about the San Jose away game, when we used rotated lineups, and we're equally rewarded. So, but the way we game, what was missing in the first half for me were a little bit of our principles on the front foot, forward defending, counter pressing, winning the ball up high. And again, I just thought, games here at this stadium tend to get a little bit wild in the second half towards the end of the games. Bringing on, Klaus, AZ, Edu Löwen, just changed the complexion of our game just a little bit. Anthony Markkanen came in and did an excellent forward defending job on Bongi Klangwani. He was a danger all day. And then when we brought Anthony on, he was done. So it was really, really good for my boys. Just proud to be in the company of an LAFC with 16 wins in the regular season. We got 3 more games, we want to continue to create history and make this club proud.
There will indeed be playoffs in St. Louis in the month of October. St. Louis City SC has made it, and now with that win last night over Minnesota, it's an 8-point lead as they are chasing down the number 1 seed in the West and looking like they're in very good position to do so with still some time left. As for the Cardinals, they played last night. They will not be in the playoffs, but they put together a performance that I certainly hope Jordan Walker and Mason Wynn think about for quite some time. Take a listen to this.
Ground ball deep short. Backhanded by Wynn. Long, strong throw. Got him. Got him at first base.
John Rooney with the call in KMOX deep at short. He makes the play to get Bogarts, and he wasn't finished. Mason Wynn.
Bottom of the 5th inning in San Diego. The pitch. A swing and a ground ball up the middle. Wynn has it. Flips to second out. On to first. Double play.
Tremendous play. 7th inning. Cards down 1-0. Runners in position for Wynn.
Wynn deep in the box. The 1-1 pitch to him is grounded to the right side. That's a base hit. 1 run scores. Here comes Andrew Kisner. The play at the plate, and he is safe at the plate. He dropped the ball. Big time throw from Tatis in right, but Campusano couldn't hang on, and Kisner, who was barely safe at second, slides in safely at home, and the Cardinals take the lead 2-1.
Ricky Horton, John Rooney with the call in KMOX, a 2-1 Cardinals lead. The Padres erase that with an RBI in the 9th. We go to extras. Casey Lawrence with a scoreless 10th. Top of the 11th, Jordan Walker.
Edmond is the go-ahead run at second. Goldschmidt at first. There's a swing and a fly ball. Short right center. That ball's going to drop. The bases are loaded with nobody out. And it's a 9-game hitting streak for Jordan Walker.
Walker would eventually make his way over to third base after Palacios gets the sac fly RBI to make it 3-2. Lucan Baker drives in a run with an RBI single to make it 4-2. A double steal put Walker at third base, and this happened.
Second and third, infield in tight. The pitch to Kisner. A swing, and there's a high fly ball to left field. Soto in medium left makes the catch, tagging. Walker's coming down the line. The throw, the slide, safe at the plate. Sacrifice fly for Kisner. 5-2 Cardinals in the 11th.
That's a big league slide by Jordan Walker. Cardinals win it 5-2 in 11 innings. I need some Walker. This is Bally Sports Midwest.
I didn't think I had it, to be honest. Yeah, he hit that ball, and that ball kept going, man. I didn't know. And so for righties, working with Willie, that when they hit that way, it tails off to the side. But that ball was carrying and going this way. So I just did my best to try to get it, man. He put a good swing on it, and I didn't know I brought it back. But when I saw the ball in front of me, then, I tried to make the play.
That was one of his amazing plays that came in the 6th inning in which he took a ball back that would have been a home run.
Right. Yes. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Once I knew that the ball was in play, I looked up and I saw that I had a shot at him.
Did you feel it in your glove?
Well, I knew my glove touched it, and so I knew that, I didn't know if it went over the fence after it touched it or it came back in play.
Jordan, you guys talked about years ago, you'd sit in Springfield and talk about getting to this level and doing your thing together.
Mm-hmm.
How surreal is it to see it playing out now?
Oh, yeah, it's unbelievable, man. I mean, I wouldn't have played it out any other way. This is what we dreamed about for a while, even before Springfield. This is what we dreamed about in the alt site right after we got drafted in 2020. I'm assuming you're talking about Mason. Yeah. So, I mean, finally, after a few years being here and doing this with him, it's an unbelievable feeling.
You saw him make that play in the hole. He used to be a third baseman.
Yeah. No, I wasn't surprised he made it. Once I saw him get to that ball, I knew that he was going to be out. It's just unreal arm on that kid. Unbelievable.
Jordan, what has it been like for you, especially over the last couple of weeks, to see all of your skills really come together at the right time?
Honestly, to be honest, there is things I really wish I could do better. But honestly, the progress that I made, I feel pretty good about. I made a lot of progress since the beginning of the season for sure. Just comfortability, especially in the outfield. But now working with Pop and Stubby on base running as well, getting better reads on the bases and then better jumps on the bases as well. So definitely that, and then hitting's a process. I'm gonna have to stick with it, but just the strides I made there, I just feel pretty good about the the differences.
You're known as a big guy, but showing your athleticism, how much did you love that slide? Pulling
yeah. Anything to be safe, man. To be honest.
All done with his best friend Wynn?
Yeah.
Yes. He's this way.
He's probably had to his best, but. Yeah, it feels good. I want to try to maintain that athleticism for as long as possible.
Cardinals reporters there. You heard Derek Gould and John Denton and Katie Wu. They do all a terrific job covering this club, along with Bally Sports Midwest with the microphone in there. Jordan Walker talking to reporters after the game. What a special talent, man. He is going to take this town over along with Mason Wynn at some point. They're both in the lineup today. Ollie Marmol has just submitted his lineup, and Walker's going to bat cleanup today and play right field. Mason Wynn is the shortstop batting ninth. The Cardinals against Michael Wacha and the San Diego Padres. 3:10 first pitch for Wacha. Cardinals were counter with Drew Rom. Also yesterday, while this was going on, the Tigers were wrapping up their win at the Dome over Memphis, 34-27. Luther Burden, 10 catches, 177 yards, career highs in both categories. A terrific day for their quarterback, Brady Cook. He threw for 341 yards and 2 touchdowns. And the other St. Louisan, Cody Schrader, he doesn't get mentioned as much as Cook and Burden, but he should. He is very good. He yesterday scampered for a 37-yard touchdown that put the game away, and Schrader runs with a full head of steam. I'm impressed with him. He had 14 carries for 123 yards. That's an average of 8.8, and that touchdown put Missouri up 34-20. They win it 34-27. Illinois won 23-17 over Florida Atlantic. In college soccer, they had 45,000, by the way, at the Dome for that. In college soccer, they had over 6,400 at Herman Stadium. That is the second largest attended college soccer game in all of NCAA this year. 6,457 attended the game at Herman Stadium. Number one being the 8,000 plus at the Golden Boot, SLU and SIUE at City Park earlier this season. Billikens beat Fordham 2-1. At 1 o'clock this afternoon, the SLU women will be playing Dayton. Those are the preseason 1 and 2 in the Atlantic 10 Conference. Chiefs will be playing today as well. They take on the Bears, 97.1 FM. For that one, boy, there was a lot going on yesterday. My goodness. Coming up, the soccer report on KMOX.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertisements.
STL Today is named under law 2023's best St. Louis law firm. We'll continue to make a difference, one case at a time.
When you're